Hi guys, welcome back to Amateur Priority Toys. It's been a little while since my last video. I think the last video I did was on the Saw merchandise for the Saw X movie. So it's been a while. It's been a crazy few months for me. I've been really busy with a lot of stuff. Finishing up school, new job, living in a new place, all kinds of life things. But I'm back for a quick end of the year video. So this is going to be my top 10 figures of the year. So I'll go over that in a second, but I also wanted to quickly mention, even though I've been away, I've been working on something. I'm going to be doing kind of a collaboration with a friend of mine from Brandon's Toys. We got something in store for you guys. I don't want to say too much until we're ready to announce it. But yeah, something fun that I think you guys will like. So I've been away, but I've also been working on some other things for the channel. Anyway, so this is going to be a top 10 video for the end of the year. It is Christmas Day that I am filming this. Here's my Billy figure. I only pull him out during Christmas. So he's here to make sure nobody is naughty. So for my top 10, it's going to be figures that are just new to me. They don't necessarily have to be new as in they came out in 2023. As long as I got them this year, they're eligible for the list. So my Hot Toys will not be on the list because I got them last December. They just barely didn't make it on the list. If I got them into January, then I'd be including them. So this is a top 10. This is just figures from this year. So I'm going to start the video with some honorable mentions. So quick honorable mention to basically all the figures from the 90s that I got in different action figure lots this year. I have two of them right here. This one was actually a gift from my friend Brandon. Original Robin from Batman the Animated Series. Here I have a Robin from Batman and Robin. And of course this whole play set is from Batman and Robin, and that was also a auction I won. So honorable mention definitely to all those things, because I got a lot of different stuff this year. When I was going through a hard time, I was kind of binge shopping, and I got a lot of old stuff. So honorable mention to those guys. I also want to give an honorable mention to all the Lord of the Rings figures I got at the beginning of the year this year. It's hard to pick just a few. I think these two might be my favorites. This Gandalf the White and Boromir. These are old Toy Biz figures, and they're just so freaking cool. I really love them. See, Gandalf has a sword, nice cloth goods. He's got an action feature, so really good stuff. Really like all the figures I got. They're all in good condition, have their accessories, nicely sculpted, nicely painted. So mostly because I couldn't pick just one, I wanted to just put them all as a whole, give them an honorable mention. Here are two of my favorites. So the last honorable mention I'm going to do is going to be the whole Flash Wave from McFarlane. I think they all actually look really good. Unfortunately, I never found the masked Batman. I only found unmasked Bruce Wayne. But I did enjoy that movie. I know a lot of people have issues with it. But I think all the figures looked really good. I think this one is probably the best. Kara, Supergirl. She was also the best part of that movie, I think. And yeah, every time I see this figure, I walk past it, I just find myself grabbing it, posing it, doing this kind of thing with it. So yeah, really happy to have her in the collection. And one thing I want to point out is I really don't like these kinds of like hard plastic capes. Hers is, I love the way it folds. I think it's kind of unique, and it looks good standing there. Looks good when she's flying. It looks good when you put her in a landing pose. So, honorable mention to the Flash figures, and especially the Kara figure. So coming in at number 10 for me is going to be this Flash figure, actually, by McFarlane. So this is the Justice League / Justice League Unlimited Flash figure that McFarlane did. I think this came out a while ago, actually. I found one this year, kind of near when the movie came out. And I just thought he was really cool. It definitely reminds me of my childhood, growing up on that show. Flash was my favorite. Just looking at this figure, I can hear Michael Rosenbaum's voice acting. And it reminds me of the Flash figures that I would get when I was younger. Because, like I said, Flash was my favorite in the show. So anytime I would go to get a Justice League figure, I'd want to get a Flash. So, yeah, looking at this guy just brings back memories. I think of all the animated figures McFarlane has done as part of their multiverse, I think he came out the best. He looks really good. So yeah, this is my number 10. Alright, coming in number 9 is going to be Shorty from the Mego series. He's a very cool figure. I love his jumpsuit. It's very shiny. I love his boxing gloves. You can see he's got nice coloring and detail on his face. So, yeah, he's definitely a really cool figure to have. He definitely pops on the shelf being so shiny. And I love being able to just add to my Killer Clowns collection. So, I waited a long time for this guy, and was really satisfied when he showed up. So he's going to be number 9 on the list. Number 8 is going to be definitely an obscure figure. Lots of people probably will not recognize who this guy is. This is Jester from the Puppet Master series. I found him just like in a little collectible shop, and I couldn't pass him up. Unfortunately, the guy had told me that he had all of them, and somebody came in and purchased all of his Puppet Master figures. I would have loved to have had all of them, but getting Jester was really cool. So he has a little feature. You turn this wheel on his back, you can see. Sometimes clothes get in the way. There we go. He has the kind of more devious face. So, Puppet Master was a series I started watching early in the year last year, like January, right before I went through a lot of chaos in my life, and then I looked like this. But so this reminds me of that, and seeing this figure now, knowing that part of my life is over, yeah, it gives me some good memories. And you know, I stuck it out, I made it through it, and this guy, yeah, reminds me of that time. So he definitely brings a smile to my face, and just looking at him, I can hear the little Puppet Master theme, and if you know it, you know it. It's very catchy. If you have not seen those movies and you're a horror fan, you should check them out. Some of them are good, some of them are not that great, but they're definitely entertaining. So Jester is going to be on my list. All right, the number 7 spot goes to Shaman Predator. This is one of the most unique Predator figures, in my opinion. I think he looks so cool. I love the poncho on him. Absolutely love it. All of his accessories are really good. The only thing that held me back from putting him higher on the list was, if you watched my review, at the end of the video I put a little clip. You'll see his staff broke. Basically the first time I was out taking pictures with him. So that was disappointing. But I still love it. I still love the kind of like albino look on him. The axe coming through that skull, the poncho, his face, everything just looks so good. And I got him for a really good deal. I want to say I paid, I don't remember. I think it was like around $30. It was like right before the price hikes really took off. And this is what I consider the last good deal on a NECA figure I'll probably ever get. He also gives me a lot of good memories. I got him in January, and it was right when I proposed to my fiance. I think I actually got him the night before the big proposal. So, yeah, a lot of good memories with him too. So, happy to put him on my list at number 7. So number 6 on my list is a big boy. It is Jason from Jason Goes to Hell. I have a full review on this guy. You could see, you know, my full thoughts on him, but I think he just looks great. I love the weathering in his clothes, the blood on his axe. He comes with a cool stand. You see all the detail like back here in his spine. You know, all this is kind of like a nice rubbery plastic like over him, over his like exoskeleton. So all looks great. I think the only major complaint I have is the articulation's not great down here, and his sleeve needs to be longer if they're not going to sculpt this part. But you know, that's not that big of a deal. He looks really cool. Super scary. I love the little wispy hair too he's got in the back. You know, you don't really see this kind of thing too much on him. So, on Jason figures, I mean. So, this is an old figure that I paid a pretty good price for, but I made myself earn him. I had to wait till I finished my graduate program before I could open him. I think I mentioned that in my review. So yeah, he was definitely a great reward. So he's number. Decisions are getting tougher and tougher as I get down the list. But number 5, I'm gonna give it to Kingdom Come Batman, because like, just look at that. Look at the wings. That is just such a great sculpt. It's a great size. Like I mentioned when I unboxed this guy, had this been a Marvel Legends, like you would have had to buy the whole wave just to build his wings, you know, like Falcon or something. But no, McFarlane actually gave you the whole figure. You don't have to buy the whole wave, and I kind of love that. I love his armored look. I remember seeing the Alex Ross art as a kid and thinking this Batman just looks so cool, and I'm just really happy that he's in my collection. The only issue is his articulation is a little limited, but that is easily forgivable for what you are getting. And not only are the wings very impressive, they are, well, semi-collapsible. They can fold up on his back like that, or kind of fold in front of him like that. So, whoops, there he goes. Whatever you want to do with him, you know, he can do it. You can also take these off if you're trying to get him on the shelf and you don't want, you know, him knocking everybody over. I actually was able to get him in my display pretty easily and get him out pretty easily for this video. I thought I'd knock a bunch of stuff over, and that didn't happen. So that's good. But yeah, he's a great looking figure. Really happy with him. And he's number 5, and I'm wondering if he should be higher. I'm gonna leave him at number 5 for now, but he is a great figure. Definitely get him if you have not. So number 4 is another big boy. It is American Psycho Patrick Bateman. This is not a Hot Toys. I forget the name of the company, but it is pretty much a Hot Toys. He looks amazing. I love his plastic coat, the blood effects on the axe, and this figure just has a lot of nice little details, like in his packaging, and like if you look at his stand, it's got the blood splatters from what's supposed to be Alan, and you know, like the newspapers he put on the ground and everything. Just really nice. It comes with his I didn't pull it out, but it comes with his business card, everything, and such a great figure. All the tailoring in his suit is really good. His head comes off very easily, just magnetic, so you could switch the heads very easily. I usually leave this one on just because I think they did such a great job. This is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite horror movie characters, and a really great figure in my collection. So he's number 4, and rightfully so. Coming in 3rd place, I'm actually gonna cheat just a little bit and give it to 2 different figures. I'm gonna give it to Carter from Halo Reach and Master Chief from Halo 5. So, like I mentioned, I did move earlier this year. I had to leave all my stuff here at my parents' house. I took these figures with me. So all year I've just been sitting, in the new room I'm staying in and just posing these guys, playing with them, and they are just so fun to mess around with. And their sculpting is just so good. And I love them so much. Let's see if we can get Master Chief to stand. There he goes. So I was originally more excited about Carter because he is my favorite from Halo Reach. I love that he has this cool little knife that comes out like that. So I had to wake up early one day for a doctor's appointment, drive pretty far. And when I left, I thought like, I'm already out here, I'll just stop at a Target, take a look around, and, maybe I'll get something at the Starbucks. And I've been looking for this guy and as I'm walking to the toy aisle, I see Halo packaging, and I see from far away there's a blue figure, and I thought, no way, that cannot be. I literally started speed walking to the aisle where I could see him hanging there, and yep, he was there. So I got him, got a couple other things I needed, went to the Starbucks, got myself coffee, got myself a little egg wrap, and it was a good morning, I'll tell you that. Very happy to have this guy. I don't think I ever got around to doing a review, but he is a great figure. Absolutely love him. And like I said, when I've been staying in my new place, I don't really have all my stuff there, but I do have these. I had these figures keeping me company. I also had number 2 on my list, keep me company. So let's take a look at that guy. So just like Master Chief, I also had this figure with me, Mr. Freeze from McFarlane, and he is number 2. And I gotta say, he is just barely number 2. Number 1 is gonna, take the cake, rightfully so. But this figure, all year I've been looking at this figure thinking, wow, he is so cool. So there's a lot to go over here. This is not his gun. This actually is a gun from Halo, but I like this better than the gun he came with. I think Mr. Freeze looks better with a little pistol rather than the big bazooka. So I put that in his hand, and I really like it. So he's got his tank on the back, which looks really good. I love that you can take this off and actually pose his head and then put this back on. I love the coloring of his skin, the nice shading of blue. It's very cool. On his lips, his face just looks so good and makes the red pop so much. Sorry, I don't know if you heard, that was my phone ringing. I heard that some people were upset saying that he looks kind of plain, like, these bits right here are just too plain looking, too white. I kind of see that, but at the same time, I don't. I think it works. And he just, look at him, he just looks so beefy and like, I love that sculpting. I love his face. I love that his helmet can come on and off. A lot of times as a kid, I'd be playing with Mr. Freeze's, and you would have to just kind of pretend that his helmet got cracked or that Batman broke it. Here you could actually remove it, and you know, that also gives you the option to pose. You can have him look up. You can give him like in a sad kind of like thinking about his wife pose, like that. There's so many possibilities with him. Such a great figure. Yes, he is number 2, but just barely. So let's get his gun back in his hand. And let's take a look at number 1. So coming in at the number 1 spot is the Green Arrow DC Direct 13-inch scale figure that I won at an auction earlier this year. You can see it comes with all kinds of different arrows, posable fingers, makes it very easy to pose him. Comes with his bow, his backpack, and as you can see, he's got more arrows back there. Every single one of them is removable. Oops, I'm knocking him over now. His hat is also removable. I wish the hat stayed on a little bit better, but it's not too bad. But yes, he is quite an impressive figure. So highly collectible. See, he's got nice like veins sculpted into his muscles. I love all this cloth material. He's got nice leathery materials on his arms. Just a great figure. Reminds me of the Arrow days, watching that show. So that is my top 10 list this year, guys, and Green Arrow is number 1. Alright guys, that is going to do it for my top 10 action figures of 2023. So here they are. We've got Green Arrow, Jason, Patrick Bateman, The Flash, Mr. Freeze, 2 Halo figures, Batman Kingdom Come, Shaman Predator, Jester, and little Shorty there on the end. So 2023 was a really good year for me for getting action figures. It was pretty hard to make this list, but let me know what you guys think. Which of these do you agree with? Do you disagree with? What are your top 10? I'd like to know. But yeah, these are my favorite figures of 2023, and I'm looking forward to all the stuff coming out in 2024. I already know the first thing that I'm getting is going to be the new Batman and Robin McFarlane figures. Unfortunately, I did not get them soon enough, but that's okay. It would have made making this list even more difficult because I would have wanted to put every one of them in the top 10. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for that announcement I mentioned, the collaboration with Brandon's Toys. That should be a lot of fun. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.